safely streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I want to start with this. I want you to think about this. There's a fire in my district, so let me tell them that I'm not going to respond. Absolutely. Pastor.
Yes, sir.
Do we have a reason to be disappointed in what's going on? Do we have a reason to be discouraged?
No.
Do we know the end of the story?
Yes.
And do we win?
Yes.
Today in America, 6,900 Americans used a gun to successfully defend themselves against a criminal. This happens every single day of the year. These people who would make it more difficult for us to get whatever gun we want, that we choose to defend ourselves in our homes, in our travels, in our businesses, in our recreation, in whatever we want to do as free Americans, will by definition take some of those people out of the 6,900 times that they have successfully defended themselves and put them into the category of victims. That's what gun control does. That's what gun control does. We've heard amazing presentations. Nikki, another lesson. Thank you. Thank you. Pastor, the emotions, the word, the foundation. Everybody who's talked about our Constitution, you've heard about it. I'm not going to go into that. What I want to do is I want to share with you what is happening right here in the Golden State. The place where we live. People come up to me and say, Sam, I'm getting out of here. I'm going to Nevada. I'm going to Oregon. I'm going to... And you know what? I tell them, hey, listen, this is my home. This is where I was born. This is where I live. This is where I raised my family. I love going to the rest of America. You know, the other side of the razor wire beyond the border of California, where free America lives. I love visiting. But I always look forward to coming back here and living in my home. And I love my home so much that I'm willing to fight for it, just like you are willing to fight for it. We are the most gun-controlled state in the country, bar none. We have more laws that infringe on our right to keep and bear arms than any other state in the Union. They are about to pass laws, and I say that they are about to pass laws in the halls of this legislature that will require ammunition registration. Registration of sellers, registration of purchasers. You have to give thumbprints every time you go out and you buy ammunition. And you know what? You know what? If a criminal, or us as law-abiding citizens, want to drive to Cabela's or Shields in Nevada and buy all the ammunition we want and drive back into California, we won't have broken any law. So what are they really doing? Nothing. All they are doing is infringing on your and my right. They are trying to make it more difficult because does registration solve crime? No. Does registration prevent crime? No. What does registration lead to? Woo! The message is out there. You are a very bright crowd. Senator De Leon wants to do that with legislation. We have an assemblywoman from the Bay Area who wants to ban high-capacity magazines. It's as if she doesn't understand that in California they're already banned. But what she wants to ban is she wants to ban limited-capacity 10-round magazines that look like they're high-capacity magazines. If you have one of these, you will be in violation of the law. The way her bill is written, if you have a flat sheet of any gauge metal, a long wire, and plans and dimensions on how to fold that and make your own magazine in your own garage, you're in violation of the law. And you're breaking the law. They want to trample on our rights, all under the guise of preventing crime, when in fact, not a single law that is passed or proposed here in Sacramento or in Washington, D.C. would do anything to prevent any of the massacres that have occurred. Do you understand that? So what is their intent? If not, you know, they can never control us the way they want to control us as long as we have guns. We have to make sure, we have to instill in their hearts the same feeling that Admiral Yamamoto had when he was saying, why don't we invade the west coast of the United States? And he said, no way. Because behind every blade of grass there will be an American citizen with his own gun to shoot us. Now, I've been working with gun owners in California for a long time, and if you're not a member, we invite you to be a member. But you know what? If you just want to know what's going on, Google us or go to our website, www.gunownersca.com, in order to get information and schedules for when every one of these bills are going to come before the legislature. Because one of the ways that we are planning to fight is not me as your lobbyist going before the legislature and giving them the truth, giving them the facts that they require to be generated, like the Department of Justice report that says that in California, over the last 10 years, we've had several years where 0 gun crimes were committed with a semi-automatic firearm in the state. 0. And in some, as many as 10. There are over 40 million guns in California. Last year, Californians bought 1 million new guns. In America, there are over 400 million guns. So those people that say that crime is on the decline, as was stated earlier, it's because of all the gun laws. That's a bunch of sheep did, Pilgrim. At a time when there are more guns in legal private possession than ever before, it's just that criminals are afraid of going after people they know are armed. Folks, be sure to pay attention, because we need you here not only today, but when we invite the sheriffs of our state. Sheriff DeAugustini, you heard his letter. I just read a letter this morning from the sheriff of Stanislaus County. I expect that we're going to receive many letters like this from sheriffs throughout the state of California, and we need to support them, and we are inviting them to come here together with their 4 stars on their shoulders, with their handgun on their hip, and stand before the legislature and say, hell no, no more gun control. Are not going to do anything else to disarm and put my residents in jeopardy. We have counties like here in Sacramento County where a new concealed weapons permit is being issued every 15 minutes. Is that a thing of beauty or what? We have shall issue counties springing up throughout the state of California. Do you hear about crime going up? Nope. Exactly the opposite. But when the sheriffs come here and we hold a press conference, we want to invite you to come and stand with them, to let the media know that they aren't alone, that they are supported by Americans and Californians from all over the state, and that we will stand behind our law enforcement officers.
Right.
As Gun Owners of California invites them to come up here and testify on our behalf to carry our message, we need your help. So pay attention to our website. If you can participate by joining in any of the pro-gun organizations, that's your number 1 duty. Number 1, be a part of the process. If you can't be here, Support the people that are coming here and organizing events like this. I know this is a volunteer organization, and the people, you guys that have put this thing on, God bless you, man. It came out of left field. Let me tell you another thing that they want to do. They are considering taxing our gun rights. They want to tax every time we buy a gun, every time we buy a bullet. And I mean shotgun, rifle, handgun, 22 long rifle. Don't say that because they're too dumb to know things about BBs and black powder and that kind of stuff. They know less than nothing about guns. All you have to do is read the legislation and understand that they don't know the muzzle from a buttstock. There's a lot of buttstocks in here. They want to tax us. They want to make it more difficult for us. They want to use those resources and blame us for what criminals do. And that is absolutely immoral. It is wrong. We've got other patriotic organizations. Some of you folks might have heard of the Tea Party. On April 15th, they're going to have a rally right here from noon to 2 to do the same thing we are doing here on our fiscal rights. And anything that affects our fiscal rights affects our gun rights. So we need to stand together as patriots. People who love our homes, our families, our churches and places of worship, our own communities, our state, and our country. I want to ask this question. If you're a veteran, raise your hand. If you're a member of law enforcement, hang on. If you're a member of law enforcement, active or retired, raise your hand. If you are a family member of a veteran or somebody who's involved in law enforcement, raise your hand. If you know, love, and respect a veteran or a member of law enforcement, raise your hand. We have a bunch of patriots from the beginning of our country who gave their lives, their liberties, and their fortunes so that we can be free. Throughout our history, we have men and women, now more women than ever before, who are sacrificing and putting themselves on the front lines to defend our liberties. Our right to have a 20-round magazine. Our right to have an AR-15 in our own home to defend our family against a home invasion. Or, as the Korean shopkeepers did in the LA riots, who were standing on the roof with an AR-15 and a 30-round magazine hanging out. And what did the rioters do? Bye! See you later. And they went next door. These people who have sacrificed, they need our honor and our support. And the way we can do that is by us becoming veterans in America, by being patriots and honoring their sacrifice, by being a part of the war on the Constitution, on the Bill of Rights that exists today. That's our job.
Put me in, Coach.
We have, you're in. Putting you in cold too. I know you're ready to play today. We've got a job to do. It doesn't end when we go home here. Okay? The encouragement that you have right now, just imagine if every one of you went home and got at least one other person to be as enthusiastic about fighting for their rights, we would double in size. And if we do that again, we would double in size again. We do that just a couple of times, and we have a majority of the voters of the state of California. And when we do that again, we will take over this joint. And we will not only stop anti-gun legislation, we will reverse every infringement on our rights that has ever happened. That's not going to happen overnight. We have to fight every step of the way. We have to be prepared to go to court to fight all of the measures that are going to be passed, that are going to make it to Jerry Brown's desk at the end of this year. We're going to have to be ready to go to court and support our attorney teams who are going to fight for our liberties. We have to fight everywhere. We need to be like our Revolutionary fathers who not only stood in line to fight the British, but some of them jumped into the trees with squirrel guns. You know, some of them snuck behind enemy lines and booby-trapped the other side. Some of them were with the heavy artillery. We need to do all of those things. We need to fight from every corner, from every flank, and from every position that we have, because our country is worth it. Seriously, when you go home, look up on the internet, follow the groups that you've been following. If you go to gunownersca.com, we will post the schedules for when all of the bills are going to come before the legislature, and I want to give you a personal invitation to come here and meet the sheriffs of the state of California who are fighting for your rights. And then we march down the halls of this legislature and we stand in line to say, my name is Sam Paredes, and I support the Constitution of the United States and the Second Amendment, and I oppose this bill. And we all need to do that. We all need to do that. Folks, we have some heroes that have been fighting for a very long time. And I'm sure that, I'm not sure if this guy's the next guy who's going to speak, but there's a guy here in the audience, and his name is Senator Jim Nielsen. And if you want to be technically correct, his name is Assemblyman Senator Jim Nielsen, who was around back at the time when the founder of Gun Owners of America was here in the legislature, Senator H.L. Richardson, the founder of Gun Owners of America and Gun Owners of California. And Senator Nielsen has been fighting for the right to keep and bear arms and our rights across the board for a very long time. We need to do everything we can to help him and every one of our elected officials who say the Second Amendment shall not be infringed. We need to help them in every way we can. And I don't know if he's going to be introduced, and I'll wait for somebody to do that, but I want to thank you for coming. I want to invite you to be a part of the fight, more than just coming here, but getting active. I want to ask that you would be blessed on your trip home.
Thank you. Thank you.
That you would be careful, because you need to be safe, because we need every ounce of fight that you have in order to restore freedom on this side of the razor wire, here where we live in occupied California. God bless you. Thank you very much.